It's been said in the comments column, you know, Chriso, show me more floor tiling. Well, this is before floor tiling, and if you haven't got it right, well, then you're wasting your time laying the floor, because having a screeded floor that is right is very, very important. It must be flat where it needs to be flat and level. And it needs to be sloping where it needs to slope. And if it's up and down, well, then you're in trouble. And I had a comment, see how I've plugged up that hole? Then Reese, now the plumber, he can come along when he puts the bath in and it's hunky-dory. The thing is, if your screeded floor is not right, that can spoil your whole bathroom. Or, like I had a comment the other day from a bloke, I've forgotten his name, sorry mate if you're listening to this, I've forgotten your name. But he was asking me, could he pack with glue to make his floor right? No, don't pack with glue. You'll end up with one hell of a mess. If your floor is like that, say, if you've screeded it like that, put down some slurry and use sand and cement. And it can go to nothing. Just get that floor right, let it dry, and then stick down, and you'll have a nice flat floor. Like that. That's how you want to end up, not like that. But if you're a DIY, it's bloody hard, because you don't really know what you're doing, and it's I admit that it's hard. So check your floor. A good thing to do, people, is when you screed your floor, check it the very next morning if you can, and your mud's still green. That's when you can give it get your notch trowel, and you can scrape. Say you've got a few highs like that, you can scrape those highs out with your notch trowel. I haven't got one here, I'd show you. But if your mud's still green, so that's the very next morning. Just check it, go over it with your level. You know, in the early days I used to do that, but now I don't, because I know it's right. But it should be, because I've been doing it long enough. But in the early days I would check my floor the very next morning, and while the mud's still green, I would just give it a nice scrape with a trowel, and you'll be amazed how flat you can get it just by giving it a bit of a scrape. And I used to do it a lot in my younger days. I'd come in the next morning, I'd screed it, and I'd go, well, I just want to check that the next morning. and it was still green. It was easy. This bagged mud, if you leave it too long, good on you giving it a scrape. But if you've left it too long and it's hard, get a cup grinder and just run over it with a cup grinder and take your highs off. That's another way of doing it too. If your mud's, you know, too dry, but it's good the next morning. It's still green. I don't give it a steel finish. I like to leave it a bit rougher for my waterproof. Then it has balls for the waterproof to stick to. Now I'll put down some slurry. I'll go across there and there. So then so if I come across there with a rail, then I can just pull that back, and then I'll have a rail there, and then I'm just pulling it out there, and whooshka, it's done, chum. So I'll fill in that, then I'll mix a bucket or so just out there, and we're laughing. See you soon. See this? It's a poker, and it pokes that thumbs up, and it also pokes that subscribe button. You know, so when you shape your hand like that and you stick out your finger, you poke it where it says subscribe on your phone. See ya. Cool. Now, see how I've gone. I went across there and down there, right? Now to check that is correct, you go off where you first were, you know, where you first started, and it will always let you know that it's correct. Now, my level is right on that corner, and it's right here at the shower. Then you look at the bubble and you go, Chriso, you're worth following on YouTube when you see the bubble like that. But you never go around a bathroom, like you never start there and go right around your bathroom. No, because you will get out 10 times out of 10, you will be out. So if you start in a corner like that, you go that way, and then you go that way, and you need to meet up somewhere like here and check your bubble. And when it's bang on, just give yourself a little smile and a pat on the back, because you've done well. So now I will come through there, hitting there, hitting there. See, and when you see your bubble like that, can you see the bubble? There you are. See the bubble? Well then, I'll just put this back on. When you've got it bang on that way, you give yourself another pat on the back. And if your name's Freddie, well then you just say, Freddie, you rock. Or John, or whatever. Because that's what you must do. You must meet up nice and level, people. Then all you're doing, like I said before, you're filling in the dots. But like I said, if you're a beginner, don't worry. Just come back the next morning and give it a scrape. You try and do the best, absolute best you can. But you can always scrape a bit the next morning. And like I said before, I used to do it many a time. When I was a beginner. Right, if I mix up, what do I need? 2 bags. It'll do that easy. Then if I mix it up there now, put it down, then I can screed it out, dump half a bucket, what I have left over, and we're laughing. Put that against there. Don't mark the wall with it, and you'll be laughing. So, I'll just mix up another couple of buckets. And I'll come back to you.